you doing? What's the difference? Stuck inside the loop, the 2000s look very similar. Super villain story like every case on a diddler. Hurricane coming, don't treat it just like a sig alert. Looking out at these images, all the prisoners flooded out. People want endorsements like go on Chapel, just let it out. Push up your endorphins and capture like, oh, I get it now. Eric Adams be like, I took the money for you. We like, poor as fuck, Eric, settle down. All this corruption as loud as every MacGuffin. Some grifter's been coming up with the fuck up every discussion. So funny, so unprecarious, you're purely so American, executing innocents, pretending they was terrorists. Wait, where the fuck is your backbone in the region? Repeating your favorite sequence of Netanyahu appeasement. That soup on Vincent's ain't paint you a second climate agreement. Will sink like the submarine did. Another coast where Helene hit. All the races put their hoodies on. I see some firefighter arsonists, forecasters, and partisans. That Pikachu look hella wrong. They patent and they pull it off. They work you to the bone. Sell the company and lay you off. So what now? Grifters out here getting exposed. You get so mad, then shell out for that PS Pro. Beirut bomb, then BB wanting 3X Mo. Mission accomplished, bandit coming like 03's too foe. You fucked up, Joe. How the fuck is this shit close? The one where AI in the metaverse could kill your phone and make us roam. Living that Francis Ford cope, where you could buy your politicians for the sub get smoked. So go for broke. These pussies always scream at woke, cause if they didn't, they'd be Jimmy with their ratings post. So fuck your goats and fuck your jokes. You keep on talking about your numbers, but that shit seems low. Right, Elon? Oh! Too soon? We back, baby! Come get some! Yep. Still no haircut. Thank you guys so much for watching Freestyle the News. If you like what you heard, please raise that like button from a child years after he came into your window and took you to Neverland only to fall in love with your granddaughter and then fight Hook again. Then, years later, become the best teacher at a school of witchcraft and wizardry and teach a like button that looks like Daniel Radcliffe to become an incredible wizard. Then, become the dowager like button of Grantham and I don't watch Downton Abbey. And leave a comment on your favorite bar. Very quickly, R.I.P. Maggie Smith. Dame Maggie Smith, one of the greatest actresses of the century. Her wit only got better with age. She was amazing in everything she was in. She was funny. She had amazing roles in Shakespeare and Harry Potter and Hook. Oh my God, I even forgot that she was in Hook for a minute. And my girlfriend was commenting earlier today saying that you know how amazing of an actress Maggie Smith was because she's in a lot of things you may have watched, but she transformed so effortlessly. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. There's been tons of tributes online to this like titan. So go ahead, leave a tribute in the comments if you love Maggie Smith's work. Let me know what your favorite thing by her was. But anyway, guys, hey, we're back. Hold on, I'm missing something. I was missing my watch. I have to have my male jewelry on, you know? Anyway, we are finally back. I've missed spitting on this show for like a little bit. It's been kind of an insane week and we covered a lot in the last Zed Talks, but there have been a few other big stories that have popped up. So let's just jump straight into this breakdown and let's start with one of the biggest stories of this weekend, Hurricane Helene. Hurricane Helene, the devastating Category 4 hurricane, made landfall on Friday in Florida and has quickly started peeking into parts of Georgia, North Carolina, and the damage is serious. So far, 40 plus people have died with $15 to $26 billion in property damage estimated by Moody's. But also over 9,000 people across the state are without power, and it has gotten so bad they were telling people who refused to evacuate when the evacuation orders were going out to write their name and their ID on their arms with permanent Sharpie marker just in case, you know. Now, like I said, this was a Cat 4 hurricane. It's one of the worst hurricanes Florida has had to endure in recent memory, and it is not playing around. And on TikTok originally, you had many people claiming that people refusing to evacuate was primarily a political issue. You saw a bunch of kind of parody TikToks of people saying, hey, be safe during the hurricane, and people being like, what the fuck? It's not that big of a fucking deal. But looking it up in preparation for the story, it was actually really, really hard to find people gloating and turning this into a culture war story when they refused to evacuate. And it was actually very easy to find people who refused to evacuate because they couldn't.
It's not that easy to just pick up and leave. It's just that simple. When you're young and you can do everything fast and everything else, but it's like, I've been here too long. It's very scary. This one is going to be the worst one I think we've ever had. But
is that what people are saying?
Yeah.
Now, luckily, that woman was okay, but a lot of people across Florida are not. There are many people who might be trapped, and crews are right now searching for people who may be trapped from the hurricane right now. And we got to highlight somebody here. This reporter from Fox, this is Bob Van Dillon. He was reporting on the storm when he caught a woman who was trapped in her car as things started to flood. Now, they called 911, but obviously the flooding there was getting really, really crazy.
We got you. 911, they're coming. You're good. You're good. Oh man, it's a situation. We will get back to you in a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can help this lady out a little bit more, you guys.
Off the bat, Bob, we're watching video of you saving this woman. Are you guys okay? That's the most important thing. Are both of you okay?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we put her in the car. She was cold. I gave her my shirt. Her husband's gonna pick her up. The fire truck came. They're good. Everyone's good. Taking forever. 911. I mean, 911 is swamped with calls. I totally get it. Fire department, the police, the ambulance, swamped. And I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait anymore. So luckily I took the phone and my wallet out of my pants and I just went out there. I'm not that tall. I'm only 6'1". With the shoes, the boots, maybe 6'1 and a half.
Well, I was gonna say, to me, you feel
what I was
taller
up
than
to about here.
That was fucking incredible. Now, the woman in question is okay. Bob even lent her his shirt because she was cold. Her husband came, thanked Bob. The dude didn't even make like a huge deal out of it. He was just like, no, she's okay. She's good. Everybody's fine. What a fucking G, man. And honestly, this was the car. Bruh. So good on you, Bob. Honestly, so many reporters that you'll see kind of in the field seem to like treat the field is like a nature documentary, like, oh, we can't disturb the ecosystem here. But dude, this guy jumped into action, saved that woman's life. What a G. So I'm just gonna say it. I'm nominating Bob Van Dillon for BAMF of the day. Go ahead and let Phil know. But listen, not everybody has a Bob Van Dillon out there, and many people can't evacuate. And the storm is downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone recently, but also at the time of this recording, it's moving around, possibly bringing flooding to a lot of Appalachia. Also, there's a TikTok I saw that said there's a part of the North Carolina coastline that doesn't exist anymore. So a couple things. Number one, obviously, there are some crazy conspiracy theories going on out there, as there are with every big event, right? You're going to see people going like, oh, they're using a weather machine to control the weather and fucking, what's the big deal? Karens like that, ignore them. They are not representative of a lot of the people who just can't leave. And this is going to be one of those times where we got to help our neighbor and give support to Ron DeSantis for trying to mobilize efforts and help people. He's a fucking asshole, but he seems to be really on the ball here, trying to make sure people are okay. So if you're in Florida or Georgia or in the hurricane path, please do whatever you can to stay safe. And in the meanwhile, let me know what you think in the comments. If there's any other resources that I can link to help people, I will do that in the description below. All right, moving on. We got another story for you that I recorded for the last Zed Talks, but I saved it for today because it's a little juicy. Listen, I know it's hard to notice something changing when you're directly in it, right? Like when you're in the middle of a room and something is happening over time, it's hard to notice small changes happen over time. That being said, it's very easy to see a dumpster fire when there is a dumpster on fire in front of you, and Elon Musk is there. I've heard many times on this channel that a lot of people aren't on Twitter or X, or as they all call it, Elon's glazing emporium. But amidst the scandals of Elon inflating his own impressions, poor video integration, and everything else on X, X is now deciding to fundamentally take away, or honestly change, the block feature. Now, if you block someone on X, they can still see all of your content. They just won't be able to interact with it. You know, or as stalkers say, a perfectly reasonable solution. Now, that's not entirely unique to X. On YouTube, for example, there's a feature where you can hide a user's comments so that anybody that they interact with or anything that they say will be hidden from the channel altogether, but they can still see the content. But specifically for a place like Twitter, that is a fucking disaster, because look, it's a site that is rife with the doxing of political opponents, volatility, harassment. There are a slew of protections that Twitter does not have to deal with that kind of shit, and this is going to make it so much worse. Not to mention, especially in the last few months, the ads on X or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, are so furiously out of sync with its audience. It's crazy. X is quite deliberately pushing right-wing content to every user it can find. Algorithmically, it's weighted that content as far more substantial. And honestly, if you're a right-wing advertiser, you should actually be kind of fucking upset, because if you're trying to advertise for your products or your right-wing content and everything like that, it's getting shown to people who it shouldn't be shown to, and you're getting charged for that. That's really fucking bad and targeted marketing, guys. And this is somehow worse than the previous algorithm for Twitter, which just amplified really loud, angry people and hyperbolic voices. Now it's just amplifying one type of really angry, loud person and making his work into propaganda that the site's director loves. Now listen, in the midst of all this, many people have been touting Blue Sky and saying they're leaving. But wait, are they? You know, for a while now, people have been saying they're going to leave Twitter or X, and we know that over the last year or two, X has been bleeding users. But has the competition against X and Twitter actually been working out? Is Elon getting away with it? Actually, no, he isn't. And yes, there's been some developments. First off, I'm not talking about Blue Sky. It's definitely the one people keep touting, but it's only at about 5.3 million monthly active users. That's up from where it used to be, but it isn't anywhere near Twitter or X's 368 million monthly active users. The closest competitor to X was Threads, which back in July was boasting about 175 million monthly active users. Now, obviously, Threads was huge when it started, right? But it lacked a lot of strong features. And 175 is a strong, stable pattern to have. And that is scary that it's not lower for X. But it isn't truly scary or a threat unless Threads sees some actual wild growth. As of this month, Threads is at 200 million monthly active users. That's fucking huge. 25 million users in 2 months is not a game. And as Elon and Linda Yaccarino give weird fucking metrics and numbers that don't statistically match up with one another, or try to give you weird stats that have nothing to do with the bottom line of how Twitter or where Twitter is actually successful, it is very obvious this platform is losing steam. By the way, here's another metric. Threads active downloads this year were at 87 million compared to 45 million on X. And a lot of those users don't even have X. Now, obviously, Elon has a plan for this election. He's backing Trump, vaguely threatening to put a baby in Taylor Swift, which is gross and misogynistic as fuck, by the way, and spreading a bunch of conspiracies because his cars fucking suck now. And I think it's time to start thinking of this election as another referendum on Twitter, which, by the way, 2016 was. In 2015, Twitter was nearly vanquished and it had significant problems keeping up with Instagram, Snapchat. It was a bubble that wasn't making headlines as it once did. And then the guy who became president used it for fucking everything. I think this is a cultural moment you have to understand. This is also an election of platforms, right? What platform lives or dies here? I think X is in trouble, and Threads is 1 or 2 updates before putting serious pressure on Musk in every conceivable way. And I think it should also maybe be a sign that with a growing user base, the media, sports, gaming, and political bubbles have another option for discourse and a way to disseminate info. And Elon can either admit that to himself now or wait until Threads matches his monthly active user count. And by then it'll be too late. All right, now let's end things with something a little bit more lighthearted. Cardi B and Offset. That's lighthearted, right? Right? Oh no. Now listen, Cardi B and Offset, one of rap's biggest power couples, broke up and divorced recently. But if you've been watching Instagram Live, you know the beef is back the fuck on. Recently, Cardi gave birth to her and Offset's 3rd child after divorcing him. And I will say, after their most recent stint from their off and on relationship, they seem to have had an amicable split for a while, you know, them both taking care of their kids and everything like that. It seemed like everything was good to go. Until during an Instagram Live that Cardi B was hosting, Offset just decided to randomly comment, "You fucked with a baby inside you, tell the truth." With Cardi responding in a tweet, "and did," which seemingly confirmed it. FYI for everybody who doesn't know how bodies work, doing the deed while pregnant is usually pretty safe. It isn't like that scene in Knocked Up where Seth Rogen is going, "I feel like I'm just like punching the baby in the face and shit like that." No. That's not how it works. But still, Cardi went on Instagram Live right afterward to give Offset the business.
Oh, now I'ma fuck them bitches. Now I'ma fuck bitches. Okay, you could do that. You was gonna do it regardless. You go to a club and you probably get drunk. You give them bitches 2,000 and you was gonna fuck them regardless. Them hoes gotta survive. These hoes is hungry out here. We in a recession, baby. Them hoes gotta get fucked. They gotta get paid. Do that. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, I'm a watch what I'm gonna do to you. Watch what I'm a this, that, blah, blah, blah. You already done it all. You already done it all. Thank you for my kids, though. All 3 of them. I don't regret none of them. But I regret you. I don't regret my kids. You're good, daddy. You all right. I don't regret them. None of them. Not none of them. But fuck you. I regret you. I'm too good for you. I always been too good for you.
Oof. Now, Offset fired back in the comments saying that she keeps going to shows and acting out. Cardi suggesting she cheated on Offset with Takeoff, the deceased member of the Migos crew. Oh, it should also be noted before you give Cardi too much shit for that, Offset cheated on Cardi B a lot in their relationship. It is reportedly the reason why they were so off and on and broke up so much. Like, he even did this big public apology at one of her concerts at one point. So look, what's my take on this giant rap couple feud? This is fucking messy. I think the public airing out of all this isn't great, and to be fair, not great for Offset to just call Cardi out like that. Clearly some immature shit. Offset and Cardi B have opened up a lot of doors for a lot of Atlanta rappers and female rappers in this industry, which is very, very gatekeepy. So don't get that twisted. That being said, pretty bad look on Offset for that comment. Obviously, even if things aren't amicable, why are you making this a public spectacle again? It's fresh. Y'all are learning to co-parent. Like, what? Also, bro, you cheated on her so many times. You're mad because she had fun once? But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Crazy where we are post the Migos days. But let me know what you think in the comments. And damn, that's gonna be our show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Zed Talks. We did 2 this week for you. I have stuff about Chapel Roan, Marcellus Williams, and a lot of other things in there. My name is Zed Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Let's go.